Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of JD's Wildcat World. On this episode, we recap a rivalry game loss to Tennessee, and I give a quick preview of the next game coming up against Vandy at Vanderbilt. So we'll get into that. I've got the Sunday Blues. Just a terrible, not terrible loss. It's a top 5 team, but terrible feeling loss for UK fans. Especially if you're like me and consider Tennessee your biggest rival. It's always more painful when you lose to your rival than when you lose a regular game. So, didn't get it done. It's about as honest as I can be. Really didn't get it done on the defensive side of the ball. Really didn't get it done rebounding the ball. It seemed like from the jump, and this is all my opinion, all the eye tests, all of what I see, it looked like Tennessee had a little bit more juice. It looked like they wanted it a little bit more. And that was a theme throughout the whole game. You let Josiah Jordan-James go off for 26 points. You let the Vols as a team drop triple digits on you at Rupp. I will say, anytime you give up triple digits, you're not going to win many games. I know there was a lot of free throws shot in the last 2 minutes of the game. We fouled quite a bit, hoping they would miss and that we could score on the other end. But, they took care of business at the end of the game. Thought we did a pretty good job handling Dalton Connect. He only had 16. Granted, he didn't play that much. He didn't play as much as I thought he would. He only played 29 minutes. But they had guys coming off the bench that played solidly. Even if they didn't score, they played good defense. And it just seemed like Tennessee was tougher, more physical. It's more of the same storyline as the South Carolina game. I said Tennessee kind of played physical like South Carolina. They're more of a defensive team, and, they played solid defense on us, but our offense was back. Our offense was clicking, just like it was against Florida. But, offense can only carry you so much. We've seen that. There was a time early in the year, where we were scoring so much that I didn't think teams could outscore us. Well, I've been proven wrong, and I'll be the first to admit it. We've now been outscored 2 games in a row, once by Florida, once by Tennessee, and Tennessee drops 103 points. So, the defense is going to have to get better if we're going to do anything. That's just a fact. We couldn't stop anybody last night. We couldn't stop anybody against Florida. And that whatever it is, I don't know, and I doubt Cal will want to install his own defense. He's not the type of guy to play zone, but why not try it once? With our length, man, especially if you got 2 bigs in, which Cal wants to do sometimes, but even if you don't, we've got so much length, so much size, maybe just try a zone a couple possessions and see what happens, see if it's any better at all. And last night wouldn't have been the night to do it because Tennessee hit 12 threes, but, just try it one time and see. We obviously struggle guarding anybody man-to-man most of the time, so why not try to go zone? Just try it. It ain't going to get any worse than what our man-to-man defense is, and I'm still of the opinion when we want to guard, we can guard. Rob Dillingham said it well in his post-game interview last night. I'm not quoting this exactly, but he said something along the lines of, it comes down to effort. If we want it, we'll get it. If not, we won't. Something to that effect. This team, they have so much potential and so much star power, but is the want to there? We'll see as games go on, but last night was really a bummer when it comes down to juice. You got a top 5 opponent coming in, your arch rival. You figured there would be more emotion in this game, and, there was emotion, but it was done too late. You saw a fight break out between Aaron Bradshaw and Owaka for Tennessee. Oh well, it's too late at that point. We were already down 12, I think. And I think that was like 6 minutes left. it's just frustrating to break down, man. It really is, because you look at this box score and you think, I mean, when you shoot 50% from the field and drop 92 points, you think you're going to win the game. And it's just that we could not stop them. They got anything they wanted on the offensive side of the ball. We only shot 63% from the foul line, which really hurt. Went 12 of 19. That's unusual for this team. They out-rebounded us by 6. That's actually shocking. I thought they out-rebounded us by more. But struggled to get the ball in transition for a lot of the game. We did have 19 fast break points, which was big. It's good to see those get back up there. They abused us in the paint. Outscored us 42-30 in the paint. That's the difference in the game right there, honestly. Ended up losing by 11, and they outscore you by 12 in the paint. So I thought we did show some fight there. I think it was early second half, or maybe it was late first half. We cut it to 4 and got what I thought was a steal. And, Duthiero gets flat out tackled, no foul call. Tennessee comes out of that with the ball and then splashes a 3. And then we go back down 7. And that was kind of in my opinion, that was the biggest play of the game, because we finally showed that juice. We finally showed some emotion, got our legs under us, and went on a little run. And that just shot down all the momentum that we had built up. I want to shout out Rob Dillingham for dropping 35 last night, 14 of 20 shooting. That's another thing, man. When you have a guy that goes for 35 on that good of shooting numbers, 14 of 20 from the field, man. And it's like the game, we're not even going to pay attention to it because we lost. Now, this is the second game in a row where one of our guys has the game of their life, and we lost. So they don't get the credit that they deserve, being Hugo last game with his 13 point, 16 rebound performance, 8 blocks against Florida, followed by Rob Dillingham going for 35 points and 4 assists. Gets completely overshadowed by the fact that we lose the game. Rob did everything he could to get us going on offense, and we just didn't have enough. Antonio Reeves goes for 21 yet again, gets his average. Reed goes for 16. Justin Edwards, 7 points, a bright spot in the game. I thought he played very well for the time he was in there. Trey Mitchell, my goodness. No points at all. 0 of 3 from the field, only took 3 shots. There's word that I've seen circulating on X, formerly known as Twitter, that Trey is dealing with some back issues, just like a Duthiero is. And, gosh, we need him back. We need Trey back at 100%. This team's totally different without DJ and without Trey playing his best with basketball. The first couple minutes of that game, it looked like we had never seen a basketball before. I don't know what happened, but it all goes back to not being ready for the moment. Huge matchup against your arch rival, and you come out flat. Another big issue that I saw in this game, we cannot defend the out-of-bounds pass. Anytime a team has it on the baseline, we cannot stop them for whatever reason. Another quote from Rob Dillingham after the game said that they go over inbounds plays that the other team runs 5-6 times before the game. So eventually, you've got to start putting this on the players. Cal is at fault for some things, but when you give the kids the resources to go out there and defend, this is just one example, defend an inbounds play. Tennessee got 2 or 3, maybe even 4 wide open dunks off out of bounds play, and it's just lack of communication. We're not communicating on the switches, obviously, or if we are, they're just ignoring each other. But there is no reason, especially after they looked at a potential flagrant foul for, it was after the fight. was after the scuffle between Bradshaw and Owaka. It was probably a 10-minute stoppage. And we come out of the timeout and give them a wide open dunk on an inbounds play. And I think I sat there with my mouth open. Because it's inexcusable. It's absolutely crazy to sit there for 10 minutes and not know how to defend an inbounds play coming out of a timeout. Certain things have got to get better, especially on the defensive side of the ball, if this team is going to be what I thought they were at the beginning of the year. And that's a Final Four contender. Before conference play started, man, I was so excited. I thought the UNC Wilmington game was a fluke. I think I even said that on here a couple times. DJ Wagner being out obviously hurts. I'm not saying it's the main reason why we lost the game, but I will die on the hill of saying that he is the most important player for this Kentucky team, just like I have said numerous times. He's missed 3 games. We're 0-3 without him. So, for all the hate that I've received about DJ, people tell me he's selfish. People tell me he's not a team player. I think that's ludicrous. And I've said that before. I'll continue to say it. I think DJ is the most important player on the team. He can get to the rim at will. Nobody can stay in front of him. Even if he doesn't finish it, we get a layup out of it, or he can drive it and kick it to the wing for a wide open 3. And on the defensive side of the ball, he's not a All-American lockdown defender, but he can stay in front of the ball better than some of our other guards. So, we're still yet to have a full roster for any game this year. We're 21 games in. So we still haven't seen this team at its 100% health. Are we going to this year? That's a question creeping in my mind. Do you get DJ back on Tuesday and then Trey sits out with back issues? It's very frustrating. It seems like every year we've got some drama or some injury that plagues the team. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But point of the matter is, I wanted to make it the point that we do need DJ. He's very important. We need him back for sure, offense and defensively. There's not really any more to break down about the disappointing performance other than we've got to turn it around. We've got to turn it around quick because the SEC is stout this year, maybe the best it's ever been. So the schedule's not getting any easier. In my opinion, you've definitely got to win these next 2 games just to get the momentum back somewhat. Heck, I'll even say you got to win the next 3. You've got 2 of those at home and 1 of them on the road. You've got to win the next 3 games. That would put you at 18-6, and then you go on the road at Auburn, which is going to be, I don't even want to think about that right now. I don't think Auburn's lost a home game in a long time. But your next 3, at Vandy, at home against Gonzaga, and at home against Ole Miss, you've got to win those. You're 5-4 in the conference right now, sitting at 5th. It's put up or shut up time. We're going to see what this team's made of in these next 6 weeks. I saw someone say that on Twitter. We're going to find out what this team's made of. I never thought at any point this year that I would see this team lose 2 games in a row. I was very confident that would never happen. Well, now it has. And that's another thing. If you just take care of business on Wednesday night against Florida and you lose it against Tennessee, I mean, it stinks, but it's nowhere near as bad as it is right now. Like, you would only have 5 losses on the year. That's a whole lot different than 6 or 7. So, just frustrating. I'm a frustrated Kentucky fan, trying to break this stuff down. And I see stuff that just seems like a lack of discipline or lack of effort, and it just infuriates me because this team has so much talent on it that I never thought we'd be in this situation. I never thought we'd have 6 losses at the beginning of February. That never even crossed my mind. I thought maybe 3 at the most at the beginning of the season. So, if something's broke internally, I kind of mocked internal issues that I saw on Twitter. If there is indeed something going on, I'm not saying there is or there isn't, because I'm not commenting on something I don't know about. But if there is, in fact, internal issues, the team's got to get it worked out. That's all it comes down to, because this is not it. These last 2 performances are not this team. They're not Kentucky basketball. We've got to get our heads screwed on straight and defend the ball. Granted, it is nice to see our offense back. 92 put up this game, 91 last game. That's definitely refreshing. But once again, it doesn't matter if we can't defend anybody. So we go on the road Tuesday at 8:30 on SEC Network. Go down to Nashville to face the Vanderbilt Commodores, who are 6-15 overall, 1-7 in conference. You've got to win this game. That's as we have put ourselves in position where we have got to win this game for our tournament resume in general. We cannot afford a quad 3 or quad 4 loss. Just can't. With our resume the way it is, we've got to go down to Nashville and take care of business. Vandy lost a couple players. Jordan Wright is one that they lost. I forget. He transferred somewhere else in the SEC, I'm pretty sure. But Tyron Lawrence is a guard that's averaging 14.2 points per game. Only shooting 29% from 3. I think he'll be one of the main focuses for us to shut down. Their big guy, Vin Allen Lubin, number 2. He's a forward sophomore. He can step out and shoot it a little bit. He's really good from the free throw line, averaging 10.4 points a game. This is a game that we should win. You could argue that the Florida game was a game we should win, and I would agree with that. But in conference, Vandy is near the bottom, along with Arkansas and Missouri. We beat both of those teams. We need to go handle business at Vandy, and I think we will. I also thought we would never lose 2 in a row. I definitely cannot see us losing 3 in a row. And if we do lose this game, I will fully, granted, say that it will be time to press the panic button. If we go down and lose in Nashville to a mediocre Vanderbilt team who has beat us the last 2 times we've played them, that's then I would be pressing the panic button. There's no sugarcoating that. So let's not think that happens. Let's not hope that happens. I like the Cats by a score of 89-73. I like the Cats by 16. I think they get a bounce back win. I don't even think they will have to play their best to win this game. I could see it being an ugly game. I could also see us coming out and handling our business. So, got to get better on the defensive side of the ball. If we limit Vandy to 73 points, like my prediction, I think we win easily. So, let's see what happens. See who's going to play, who's not. We really need DJ Wagner back very, very badly. And hopefully Trey can go too. So we'll see. I know this hasn't been the most fun episode. And if you're listening, you're a real trooper. But I'm sure some of you at least wanted to hear what I had to say. So thank you all, as always. And continue to listen, like, share, subscribe, review. And we're on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. It's JD's Wildcat World. So thank you all. After 2 losses in a row, it's time to get back in the winners column And I think we do that on Tuesday night against Vanderbilt. So, as always, thank you all, and go Cats.